Students, today we are going to start our first lesson, that is the imaginary line. So, first we have to know that why the imaginary line. Here, imaginary means imagination. So, imaginary line means the lines which are not present on the surface of the earth, but we can imagine that lines. So that lines are called as a imaginary line. Now in this chapter we will discuss about the lines. In these imaginary lines there are latitudes and also the longitudes. So in this chapter we will talk about the latitudes and longitudes. So now we will start with the first topic, that is latitude. So first of all we have to know that what is a latitude. What is latitudes? Latitudes are imaginary circles running from east to west on a globe. Here this is the definition of the latitudes. But in this definition we can find out two characteristics of the latitudes. Here you have to remember the two characteristics of the latitudes. First of all, that is here mentioned that circle. So these latitudes are a circle line. That is the first characteristics. And second characteristics is these lines running from east to west on a globe. Okay. Latitudes are also called parallels of latitude. So why latitudes are called parallel latitudes, I will discuss. Suppose this is a globe, this is equator, and we know that equator is a latitude. This is Tropic of Cancer, this is Arctic Circle, this is Tropic of Capricorn, and this is Antarctic Circle. So all these latitudes are parallelly situated. It means the distance between every latitudes are the same. So these latitudes are parallelly distributed all over the globe. Now we have to know that what is the measurable unit of the latitudes. So latitudes are measured with the unit degree, the value of the northern pole, latitudinal value. So another important thing here we have to remember, that is that how many latitudes are there on the globe. So there are 181 latitudes on the globe. So now I will show you that how there are 181 latitudes on the globe. At first here we have to know that equator, that is the equator divided the globe into two parts. That is the northern part, this part is the northern part, and This is the southern part. From the equator towards the northern pole, it means this part is known as northern hemisphere. What? Northern hemisphere. In the same way, from the equator towards the southern pole, it means 90 degrees south, that portion is known as the southern hemisphere. So northern part is known as northern hemisphere. From equator to the northern part, it means from equator to the 90 degree north, this part is known as northern hemisphere, and from equator to the southern pole, that part is known as the southern hemisphere. Now we will learn that how there are 181 latitudinal lines on the globe. So that is the equator. From here it would be 1 degree north to here, that is 90 degree north. From 1 degree to the 90 degree, in this area there are 90 latitudes. So 90 plus. From here it would be 1 degree south to the 90 degree south. In this area there are also the 90 latitudes. So 90 plus 90 plus there is the equator. Equator is also a latitude. So plus 1. So equal to 181. Do you understand? So 1 degree to 90 degree northern portion, there are 90 latitudes. 1 degree south to 90 degree south, there are also 90 latitudes, and equator is also 1 latitude. So total 181 latitudes are present on the globe. Now we will learn the important parallels. So which are the important parallels present on the globe? First of all, that is, here we can see the equator, which is 0 degree. Here equator 0 degree, neither north nor south. It is situated in the neutral portion because it's divided the globe into two parts. From here to the northern part, that is known as what? That is known as northern hemisphere. From equator to the southern part, that is known as southern hemisphere. So this line is situated in the middle portion of the both hemisphere, or on the other way we can say that the equator is also divided the two hemisphere. So equator is an important parallel in the globe. Important parallels on the globe are equator, which is 0 degree, Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn, which is 23.5 south. Now Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle, that is 66.5, and the Northern Pole, which is 90 degree north, and the Southern Pole, which is 90 degree south. Now the characteristics of latitudes. First, the lines of latitudes are parallel to each other and they never meet. I already discussed about that. Whenever I discuss that the parallels, why the latitudes are called are parallels latitude, in that portion parallels of latitude, whenever I discuss, then I also told you that all the latitudes are parallel. Second one, that is all latitudes are actually circle down in each hemisphere. They becomes smaller as they move towards the pole. So the largest latitude on the globe or on the earth, that is equator. Whenever we move on from equator to both poles, then we can see the area are also decrease. So when the area will decrease, then the length of the each latitudes circle will be decrease. So all the latitudes from the equator to the every pole will be smaller than the equator. So this is it means equator is the largest circle. Next, that is Tropic of Capricorn and Tropic of Cancer. It is smaller than the equator, and Arctic Circle is smaller than the Tropic of Cancer, and also Antarctic Circle is also smaller than the Tropic of Capricorn. So in short, we will discuss all the topic which I discussed. So first of all, the imaginary line. Imaginary lines are the lines which are not present on the surface of the earth, but that lines we only imagine. Now latitudes. Latitudes are the imaginary circle running from east to west on a globe. For example, equator. Equator is the largest latitude on the globe, and also equator divided the earth into two halves. Northern part of the equator, that is known as northern hemisphere. Southern part is also known as southern hemisphere. Latitude are measured with the degrees. There are 181 latitudes in a globe. Important latitudes are equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle. Important Latitudes are equator, Tropic of Cancer, Arctic Circle, Northern Pole, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle, and Southern Pole.